This message is for those of you out there who are struggling with an illness or a diagnosis that doctors have said to you is incurable. And you may have been laying in bed for a long period of time. You may have given up on life and given up on hope for the future. I don't know how long you've been in these circumstances for, but I'm here to tell you there's always hope. If you have any kind of faith, you are actually able to get yourself up out of that bed and start progressing and moving forward. I'm going to share with you an experience that actually happened to me and how my faith has carried me through and helped me to get myself back up to move forward with my life whilst experiencing symptoms and messed up symptoms that doctors could never help me with. Medication couldn't help me. And so I just wanted to make this video to give some hope to someone out there who, you might have done this by accident to yourself. Maybe you had an overdose and something happened to you inside your body. Only you know and only you're experiencing it. But every time you try to share with the doctor, they don't know what you're talking about. They don't believe you. They can't help you. So you might be in that situation where you're just ended up isolating yourself and sitting at home thinking that no one understands you or believes you. Well, I want to share with you that I understand you and I believe in you. So some years ago, I actually stupidly ingested something called iboga. And I was pretty gullible. I was reading it, and the information that they shared with you was take this shamanic plant and it has the ability to reset your nervous system, reset your mind. So during that experience, I kind of experienced this horrific, I don't even know how to go into it, but something horrific happened to me that night. And I was shaking on the ground. I felt like my body was on fire. I felt like my nervous system was running so super fast. I felt all these burning sensations throughout my body. I was dry heaving, feeling like I needed to vomit, but I had actually no vomit to come out. It was really disgusting and horrible. So much so that I ended up in the hospital and I stayed there for maybe 3 or 5 days. And following that, I was left with something completely fucked up, something that affected my brain function, my nervous system. And the doctors couldn't help me, and I had to live like that for many years. I lost all my hope. I stopped working normal jobs. I ended up isolating myself and, doing not nice things for money, because at that time it was the only thing I could do, well, that I thought I could do, the easiest thing for me to do. And so I spent a number of years actually saving my money, and I was constantly in search of a healer. I would save this large amount of money and I would go to a spiritist healing center in Brazil, back and forth. This went on for quite a few years. And what I've learned from this experience is each time I would go to this healing center, I would experience a change, and then I'd come back and I'd lose that change. And Little did I know, instead of all these places helping me, they were actually draining me financially. They were draining my hope over time. They were actually stealing my faith, my little faith that I had. So basically, one day I just had this light bulb moment, and I decided to pick myself up out of this situation. Whilst experiencing those horrible symptoms, I started to speak to myself, and I started to encourage my own self to get up and get back out there into life. I decided to stop caring about what symptoms I was experiencing. I decided to stop letting the doctors tell me that there's nothing they can do to help me. I actually started realizing that I have the power to change this. So that is what I'm going to do. So if that is you, and you are actually experiencing total and utter hopelessness, and you're thinking to yourself, how am I ever going to get out of this? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can. You can get out of those circumstances that you're in. I don't care if you're experiencing cancer in your body. I don't care if you're experiencing something that's causing you to have brain dysfunction, mind problems. You are stronger than what you are experiencing. You are stronger than you will ever know. And I'm also here to share with you that even in that moment, what you're going through right now, God has never left you. And this is something that I have learnt along my journey, and that God has revealed to me, that whilst these horrible experiences did happen to me, He actually never left me. And it was because of the symptoms, because of circumstances, that I started to give up and lay in bed, give in to my discouragement. And I wasted a number of years doing this. So I really hope that I was able to wake someone up and give you some hope today. And I want to tell you to keep moving forward. Don't focus on those symptoms. Write down your dreams. Write down what you want to become. Write down a new goal, even if it's small, and go and achieve that goal. Get your eyes off those symptoms. Speak to those symptoms in your body. Command them to leave. And even if you haven't experienced a change physically, I just want to tell you, don't let illness stop you from living the life that you deserve to live. Don't waste those years like I did when I was in my 20s, laying around in bed, doing dirty things for money just because you're suffering with an illness and you feel like no one can help you financially. You're actually more powerful than you realize.